Welcome to the Cell Soul Source podcast. I'm Jackie, a chiropractor, yogi, and Akashic reader, and I'm here to activate healing in light workers of all kinds so they can serve from an empowered place and fulfill their purpose with ease, awe, and wonder. If you are not using your physical body like this, then you are making being a healer way more difficult than it needs to be. And if you're running your own business, you're leaving stacks of money on the table. So let's be clear. We all became healers because we want to help people heal. We want to help people change their lives for the better. But if you're running your own business, you also want that to be successful. And we're audacious enough to want to live our own lives at the same time. Now, if you're listening to this, you're likely already used to hustling, grinding, pushing, forcing, because that's how we were all taught to do it. But there's also something inside you saying that it shouldn't be this hard. It shouldn't make you exhausted all the time. It shouldn't cost you your own happiness, your own freedom. You're probably out the house for long hours at a time, exhausted, snappy when you get home. And even if you're making decent money, it doesn't make up for the loss that you feel in your own life, your own freedom, your own joy. Now, there are lots of things we can leverage to make our business feel light and fun and grow with ease while serving our favorite humans. And your physical body is one of them. Your physical body is the most exquisite feedback loop. Your body is a feedback mechanism. All your energy bodies are, but today we're going to focus on your physical body. It's a feedback mechanism giving you constant information. But because we just think of it as, the vehicle or, worse, a meat suit that drives me insane, we're actually missing how it really works and therefore making things much harder than they need to be, reaching our capacity and capping our income. So we get stuck in that checkmate where we want more income and we want to make more impact, but we're scared that means we'll have to show up more, and we're already showing up as much as we can. We're doing as much as we can handle, and so we reach this logjam. So we're going to talk about how this feedback loop works, and it works in two directions. You can notice the output your physical body is giving you and then change the input. And you can give your body the input and notice the output that it gives you. So we'll start with the first one first. Noticing the output that your body is giving you and then changing the input. So this is like noticing the warning light for petrol in your car and then filling up with petrol. You have to start by noticing the warning light and taking the action by filling up with petrol. So you have to start by noticing what the body is putting out, what it's telling you. You got to notice the warning lights, which are always feedback. Nothing your body ever does is random. Nothing. And it's always doing its best with what it's got to help you. Always, even when it doesn't seem like it. So your physical body speaks to you in sensations, pain, symptoms, stiffness, eye rolls, flinches, happy dance. It makes some kind of movement or sensation in your physical body, and it's involuntary because it's not driven by your conscious mind. It comes from your subconscious mind. Where specifically in the body you feel that sensation or that movement or that discomfort is also not random. It's another clue. So step 1 is to make a conscious effort to notice the output. So the clues, the feedback, the information that your physical body is giving you. I noticed that my right jaw is clenching. And for those of you that have a face that can't lie and are absolutely rubbish at poker, this is why. Because your physical body is expressing feedback about what's really going on for you internally. You hate the present that somebody just gave you and your face can't lie, even when you're professing your love for that present. And this is what I want you to dial your awareness into. Your physical body is just trying to get your attention. Step 2. Now you're going to take the action based on the feedback you're getting. You've noticed the warning light on the dash of the car, and now you're going to put petrol in the car. And you're going to have to do a little bit of detective work to decode what the feedback is trying to bring to your attention. And remember, it's bringing it to your attention so that you can deal with it, so that you can release it, heal it, let it go, laugh at it, whatever you need to do. So let's take the jaw example and work through that. So number 1, the side of the body is important. The right side of your body is related to masculine energies, the pushing, the forcing, the motivation, the fire. So your masculine energy is the energy of getting things done. Whereas the left side is related to your feminine qualities. So the qualities of nurture and nourishment, cool, receiving. So this is the energy of flow. So the first thing to notice is what side of the body is it on. So in this case, it was the right side, masculine energy. Number 2, what is the action or the function of the body part? So in the case of the jaw, it's, to chew food. It houses the tongue. It's related to speaking. So that's going to give you your second clue in your detective work. And then number 3, I like to think about some of the common phrases that you know around that body part. So in this case, I'm thinking things like jaw dropping or slack jaw, maybe chomping at the bit, clenched teeth. Now, I spent 20 years hustling and pushing. So generally, when I feel a sensation on the right side of my body anywhere, it's a sign that I'm pushing too hard. I've defaulted back into that pushing energy. And when it's my right jaw that's tightened, I know that I'm chomping at the bit. I can be very impatient, and it's a reminder for me to lean back, relax, let go of the reins, slow down, go and have some fun. So if it was related to your right jaw, I'd be thinking, are you chewing on something? Is there a challenge or a decision on the horizon? Are you saying something through gritted teeth, which isn't necessarily true for you, but you feel for whatever reason that you got to say it? Or is it the effort of not saying something that you really, really want to? If you think about the effort of like holding back tears or biting your tongue, that's a lot of energy to hold back. So instead of being completely oblivious to what's going on subconsciously, now you've brought it up into your conscious awareness and you can make better decisions. this conversation that I have to have with my colleague, my staff member, my boss, my patient is subconsciously bigger than I was allowing myself to realize. So let me give it some thought as to how I can approach this conversation for the highest good of all, or to expand my business, or from solution mode, not reaction mode. So instead of being blindsided when the conversation comes up and you didn't realize how much it was affecting you, now you're 10 steps ahead because you already realized it's a thing. You know exactly what part of that conversation is troubling you, and you've already figured out the solution, all before the conversation ever took place. Instead of finding yourself mid-conversation, having to think on your feet, making rash decisions that sometimes you have to go back on or change later or fix later. And when you're wise to this feedback, you can catch it earlier and earlier and earlier. I have no pain in my physical body, but I can still use this. Because when I'm on my yoga mat, or whatever exercise it is that you do, I'm searching, I'm noticing, I'm fully dialed in. What feels stiff today? Where am I struggling to balance today? What feels more strong? What feels less stable? And I'm catching those subtle changes before they ever enter my conscious awareness. Before they would ever, become pain or discomfort. And I'm searching, I'm feeling into every nook and cranny in my body. And this is why movement is so important. It's a playground. It's not something that we do because we have to. It's a playground where you get to explore how your physical body feels. So for example, I noticed that when I'm up in a bridge pose, for those of you who know what that looks like, it's a common rehab pose as well as a yoga pose. But I'm up in a bridge pose and I roll down segmentally. And actually, this is a side note. If you are going up into a bridge and slapping down from bridge in one piece, please start lowering segmentally, vertebra by vertebra. That way you elongate your spine all the way down, creating space between each segment, and you also recruit the lower abs because they have to control your descent. It just gives you more bang for your buck, so please start including that if you don't already. Anyway, so I noticed that as I was lowering segment by segment, one vertebral segment was slightly more stiff. I mean, this is the level of detail that I'm getting to now. One was stiff. And I know what that level of my spine is generally related to. And I've actually been doing some work around it, and it's been getting easier and easier. And when I say work, not physical work, energetic work. And eventually I released the last little bit of it, and hey presto, it is no longer stiff. And that's how I know I've completely cleared this block. And it was another big one. So that's an amazing win. Because if there was nothing there for me to clear, I never felt that stiffness specifically in that area. And for those of you that were interested, it was, where your lowest ribs attached to your spine. It was that area of my spine. So new pain and discomfort or stiffness is obviously easier because you can start to, attach it to the timeline. Oh, I noticed it started when I learned that I had to have this conversation. So that makes it easier. When it's older, it can take a little longer to decode, but you can still do it. Just be patient. So that is one half of the loop. Noticing the feedback and taking the action. The other half of the loop, so the other way that you can use your physical body to make, working easier, to make being a healer easier, to make challenges easier, to make growing your business easier, is if you do it the other way around. So you give the physical body input and you notice the output that it gives you. So if we go back to the car example, you put premium petrol in and notice that your car runs smoothly. Or you put diesel in and the car brakes. So notice what you put in and the outcome. So this, for me, is where it gets super, super fun. Your body is a truth wand. Your brain will do all sorts of acrobatics, tell you all sorts of things that aren't true. It's got all sorts of ulterior motives, all to help you, but don't always help you. But your body never lies. So you can use it to find out if something is right for you and your business. So have you ever made a big decision and afterwards, you felt relief? And because you felt relief, you knew it was the right decision for you. And if you've ever felt regret after making that decision, that told you it probably wasn't the right decision. Even though there is actually no such thing as a wrong decision. But what I'm about to explain is kind of like that. So you are going to either take the action or ask your body about the action before you take it and notice what your body does. So some of you have heard this, but I'll use my TikTok example because that's just easiest. So I kept being told that I should go onto TikTok to increase my visibility, and I felt massive resistance. Eventually, I succumbed and I went to download the app. In the space of downloading the app, my shoulders slumped, I did an eye roll, and recoiled. That was my physical body and its way of saying no. In that moment, it was not right and true for me. Now, it's not to say that it won't be right and true at another time. It may be never. But instead of wasting my time and energy, setting it all up, forcing myself to do it, I listened to the feedback from my body. Your body will tell you what is in alignment for you and where to focus your attention for maximum results. So I have a specific face that happens when I make a reel that my body feels is true and on point for the people it's meant for. And if my body isn't giving me the green light, I just don't post it. The green light is something like leaning forward, a happy dance, that face I'm talking about, my oof face. You might feel light, you might feel open, you might feel expansive. But if I'm pressing share, leaning back and closing my eyes, then that's a no. That's a no. So I would practice on small things that don't have big consequences first. But when you know what you're doing, you can use this when you need to hire someone, move buildings, invest in something, decide if you want this bench or that bench. Your body will tell you what is true for you. And this is why I am so passionate about sharing this information, because this is your roadmap. Your destination is different from mine. It's different from everyone else's. And that means you can't use anybody else's roadmap. You can learn from them. You can be inspired by them. You can use their success as evidence of what's possible for you, but you can't use their roadmap. So the programs that I do, the sessions I do, the calls I have, if I'm buying a new pair of trousers, I am using this all the time. Does my physical body like this? And the more I do what my physical body likes, the easier it all becomes. My sessions feel light. My clients feel fun. What I'm doing in those sessions excites me. What I'm talking about excites me. My businesses run in the energy of ease because I notice when I slip into force and I change something. And it's usually a really subtle shift. I'm just doing it in the moment through the day. So I'm not having to set aside, an hour a day to do these massive practices. I'm just keeping myself in the energy of flow. I'm noticing when it's good and I'm noticing when I've shifted. Even when I'm putting in effort, it's effortless effort, as opposed to what I was doing before, which was effortful effort, like pushing boulders uphill. So I'm noticing the feedback I'm getting when I move my body, and I'm noticing the feedback I'm getting when I make moves. In this case, in my business, but this goes for life as well. It's those simple shifts in the moment, but your physical body is an asset and you're not using it to its full extent. And that's why it's costing you your happiness, your peace, your income, your impact. So now you understand why it's so important to eat well, sleep, exercise, so that the information you're getting is crystal clear and instant, so that you can trust it to do big things in the world. Instead of it being sluggish and trying to make its way through 17 biscuits and 4 coffees, which was me. The better condition you're in, the more sensitive you'll become, and the more subtleties you can pick up, the more agile you become in your movements, in your body, and your business. I have a couple of freebies that will help you get started around this. One is called Decode Your Pain. And, we focused on the jaw today, but if your issue is in another body part, then reach out to me. I'll send you the link for that. That's a 20-minute mini class. It'll completely change how you think about your body and what's happening in it. And the other one is Master Your Energy Body. So we've done a dive into your physical body. You have 5 energy bodies. You can do this for all 5 energy bodies. And honestly, that is when you sink into the bliss of, oh my God, I am so grateful for my business, my clients, my life. So now you're not, trying to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for to write in my journal. That does have its place. But wouldn't you rather just be walking through your day with tears welling up in your eyes because you feel so deeply the gratitude of the work that you're doing? That's certainly the energy that I want to move in, that I do move in, and this is how I did it. These are the steps that I took. So reach out to me. I'll send you the links to either of those programs, both of those programs. But as always, I look forward to connecting with you in the next podcast. I am rooting for you. We rise together. If you feel called, please rate and review. I would really appreciate that.